What's up, heathens? How y'all doing? Today we are going to be going over another D Marble video. He put one up this week that claims that chemtrails are being used to hide the firmament, and he has evidence of the firmament, is what he says. So I hope you guys are strapped in and you're ready to get to this shit.
Any given day, you can go outside and observe commercial or military aircraft leaving persistent trails in the sky that dissipate and ultimately coat the sky. Exodus 24:10. And they saw the God of Israel, and there was under his feet, as it were, a paved work of a sapphire stone, and as it were the body of heaven in his clearness. From this verse, let's take a look at the color of sapphire. It is a deep blue color that matches the same color scheme as what scientists have called sky stone. Let's take a look. Geoengineering or chemtrail spraying is becoming an everyday occurrence and more visible to the population every day.
The reason why we see more contrails in the sky is because air travel has gone up significantly, especially from the World War II days when contrails were first really observed and were a problem. So the fact that we have more travelers in the skies moving about fits the whole idea that we're seeing more contrails. It doesn't mean that they're spraying. None of this means that they're spraying anything. He has legit no evidence to say that they are.
Any given day, you can go outside and observe commercial or military aircraft leaving persistent trails in the sky that dissipate and ultimately coat the sky. The official explanation for geoengineering include weather modification and the blocking of solar rays by dumping aluminum, barium, and strontium in the form of sulfates and oxides. The artificial clouds then absorb.
Whoa, hold on. Aluminum in the atmosphere? What the fuck does he think happens in the atmosphere? And I like how he's letting us know what the water fucking cycle is. Like we don't already know. I mean, we know what it is, bud. But I like how you're trying to use science to legitimize your position.
Clouds then absorb these heavy metals, rain down, and subsequently contaminate the water supply.
There are no heavy metals being put into the atmosphere.
Let's listen for a minute.
For those that are asking, the D in D Marble stands for dipshit.
From former CIA Director John Brennan while he's briefing at a meeting of the Council on Foreign Relations, and from some other researchers concerning geoengineering.
Another example is the array of technologies, often referred to collectively as geoengineering, that potentially could help reverse the warming effects of global climate change. One that has gained my personal attention is stratospheric aerosol injection, or SAI, a method of seeding the stratosphere with particles that can help reflect the sun's heat in much the same way that volcanic eruptions do. An SAI program could limit global temperature increases, reducing some risks associated with higher temperatures and providing the world economy additional time to transition from fossil fuels. This process is also relatively inexpensive. The National Research Council estimates that a fully deployed SAI program would cost about $10 billion yearly.
He's using this particular thing right here to say, oh, look, the CIA director is admitting that they're using chemtrails. And this is in no way true, because this particular program that he's talking about here is not actually like fielded or whatever. This is like a plan, at one certain plan to help divert or absorb some of the solar radiation that hits the earth to extend the the time between effects of climate change due to the solar radiation, to the heating of the earth. So basically, and I looked this up today so I know my shit, okay? They don't use any heavy metals in that. Now, one of the possible things is titanium and diamonds. Neither of those are the elements that they talk about all the time when relating to chemtrails. So they use like gaseous sulfur oxide. Sulfur oxide, but also sulfuric acid, which I know that might sound a little scary, but fuck me. they're using chemicals that do not include these heavy metals. And the whole idea behind it is that you mimic what happens during a volcanic eruption. And these are already things that are found naturally in the environment when volcanic eruptions happen. So they're trying to mimic these natural occurrences of things that get thrown up in the air and deflect solar radiation. And we know this because it's happened in the past. This particular like program, if it were to get greenlit or what the fuck ever, would cost about $10 billion a year. But that's like about 20 times less what it would cost to cover, you know, the effects of climate change, basically. He's trying to use this right here of a program that's not fielded, that's still being like theorized and modeled and everything like that as to what effect it could have on helping us stave off climate change effects. And it's only like hydrogen sulfate and these other things that are naturally thrown up when volcanoes erupt. So this is not an admittance to chemtrails. This is very easily explained with a quick search on Google. It's not scary at all.
Starting in 1996, the U.S. Air Force declared that chemtrails was a hoax. The EPA, all of our government agencies had declared that it was an internet hoax, a conspiracy theory.
Because it is. And nobody should think that chemtrails actually exist. They're contrails. They're formed when the exhaust particulates from planes, they gather condensation from the air around them, and there are very specific conditions in which they appear. So no, they're not real. It's just contrails. There are different versions of contrails, but I get that that's probably a little too much for you.
And thus, since I can't define the word chemtrails as there's no definition legally except hoax.
There's no definition legally, honey. Did you know if you use a word and it has no legal definition, fuck it, you're going to jail. Oh shit, when the police getting here, honey? I don't know, I used a word that's illegal.
While watching a video that was recently published by the Strange Sky Project about the firmament, wherein he showed some pretty compelling video of what appeared to be the firmament above the clouds while he was recording a time lapse.
I like how this right here says while recording a time lapse, because it says enhanced footage, but you can tell that it's been altered and edited. This is legit, but photos for the ISS are not legit. I like how he's so willing to accept this fucking shit video as proof of a firmament.
I began to connect some dots in my mind, being that it was a typical chemtrail covered sky kind of day for me. I'll post a link in the description for the video.
Okay, so what I think he's showing us here is like behind the clouds there, it looks like there's a wall. And to be quite honest, it kind of looks like he did it. The person did a time lapse and then set their ultra key, which is, you know, like green screening, but they set it to blue and then they put a background behind it so that it looks like a ceiling or a wall. Dick Marble, are you really trying to just troll me with this one? I have no idea, because there's no way you actually think that this is untouched, like just enhanced time-lapse footage. It's definitely altered. They've done an ultra key and it's showing through the blue in the sky.
The flat earth cosmology matches with the biblical outline of creation and has led scores of people to the eventual acknowledgement of the Most High, the divine creator.
Oh God, cue the Bible shit.
Let's highlight a couple of verses.
Oh geez, please, let's continue with the fucking Bible bullshit. Can we do that? More Bible? Oh yeah, more Bible? Good.
Exodus 24:10.
Okay.
And they saw the God of Israel, and there was under his feet, as it were, a paved work of a sapphire stone, and as it were the body of heaven in his clearness. From this verse, let's take a look at the color of sapphire. It is a deep blue color that matches the same color scheme as what scientists have called sky stone. Let's take a look.
No, scientists have not called it sky stone. Fucking ancient aliens conspiracy theorists have called it sky stone. No scientist has actually called it a sky stone.
Local Fullerchi was said to have given it to Pitoni, a blue stone with mysterious white lines upon its surface.
All right, they just mentioned Ptolemy. Ptolemy's a crank. He once thought he found a giant statue of a woman that talked to him. So please, I guess fuck me, because I don't trust the guy who talks to giant fucking statues of women like he's an incel.
After returning to Europe, Pittoni took the stone to the Institute of Natural Sciences of Geneva and then University La Sapienza in Rome for further
I doubt any of that happened.
analysis. To his surprise, tests revealed that it was not a turquoise, or indeed anything that could officially be identified.
It was identified as fucking concrete. Legit, I've spent time looking this up. For one thing, there's no legitimate sources out there that are like, oh, here's a study of the sky stone, and we don't know what the fuck it is. Like, there's no official studies about it or anything like that. You know what it is? It has the same composition as goddamn concrete or stucco, which is a variant of concrete. And concrete, it uses oxygen as like a binding element. And so it makes sense that it's just concrete that was painted blue. So I don't understand why this is being brought up.
Furthermore, the blue stone didn't correspond to any known mineral.
I would love to like pick up one of these big giant ass sky stones, throw it at that fucking ancient aliens guy's head, be like, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. Knock him upside the head, then he'll probably want to try to sell it for $150,000 because God threw a rock at him.
But the most intriguing thing is its color. Researchers still do not understand how the stone has acquired or retained its color.
How it got its color and retained it? It was painted recently. Paint isn't going to wear away after a few weeks. There you go.
It seems its color remains a mystery. Mysteriously, at the University of Utrecht, the stone underwent several tests with use of strong acids, but none of the acids could affect the stone.
I doubt that claim.
It was even heated to over 3,000 degrees Celsius, yet its composition wasn't altered.
They never have any kind of evidence to actually support this shit or any kind of actual like report, like a lab report or something. I mean, I don't know what you get. Peachy might know, but I sincerely doubt that any of this was done or if any of this is valid test methods in which to determine, what the thing is.
According to analysis, an amazing 77.17% of the stone is somehow made of pure oxygen. The remaining percentage was divided between carbon, calcium, and another unknown element.
No, actually, it wasn't unknown. I mean, none of it was unknown, okay? None of it at all.
When researchers crushed a piece of the skyrock and mixed it with acetone, hexane, and methylene, and then enhanced the extractions with ultrasound, they were eventually able to locate an organic compound that is currently unknown to science.
It's not unknown, it's fucking paint!
Dated at 55,000 years old, just what is the sky stone? How could it possibly be made mostly of oxygen?
Oxygen is the main binding element for concrete, which is what it was made of. All of the elements, even the ones that you're not willing to put in there because it would prove you wrong, are elements of like a man-created stone like concrete. A lot of people are pointing out the whole ultrasound thing. Yeah, I have no fucking clue as to why they would use an ultrasound or anything like that. I don't know what that's supposed to tell it. Like, I don't know if they think the rock's pregnant or something, but holy shit, they're just throwing out words to make it seem legit.
A mysterious stone made from 77% oxygen, also composed of an element unknown to science whose origins may not even be local to Earth.
That is not what it is. I like how he just blindly accepts these things. It's like somebody's like, well, I had laboratory tests done on it, and this right here is actually God's ballsack. That's what it is. We don't know what it's made of, but we can definitely tell that it's God's ballsack. The motherfucker in this video would believe it. He'd be like, oh shit, you ran lab tests on it? Oh, you splashed some acid on it? Could you do an ultrasound? Then I'll believe you.
Now, let's connect some dots. As previously stated, an effect of the spraying of chemtrails is the coating of the sky. This may perhaps be done purposefully so we can't see the true color of the sky.
Oh my god, the color of the sky at that point in time was fucking blue because of Rayleigh scattering in the upper atmosphere because of the angle in which the light hits the sky. It shows the blue spectrum of it. That's why when the sun goes down you see the orange spectrum, because it's that part of the spectrum that the Rayleigh scattering is affecting. So no, the true color of the sky is it has no fucking color. There is no color to the sky. The real color of the sky is what you fucking see at night, which is no color at all. It's translucent because that's how atmosphere works.
And the water supply. Another purpose for chemtrail spraying is to hide from us the true color of the sky.
Oh, fuck.
I have you now.